Hello and welcome to Case Closed. I'm Charlie Langton, your host. We'll soon go inside an actual courtroom in the Warren District Court to see a real small claims case in action. Under small claims law, small claims cases may be brought by individuals seeking $3,000 in damages or less. Neither side may be represented by an attorney in small claims court, and the judge's decision is final. Now, the first case, the case of the mini tort.
Thirty-seventh District Court is in session. I will Judge Schmer presiding. Please remove your hats and shut off your cell phones.
Ma'am, this is your case. Tell me what you're asking for.
I'm asking just for my miniature, Your Honor, just $500 plus the cost, the court cost for this filing, because I paid the in my insurance policy. I'll be responsible about to fix $500, the first $500. And obviously, Your Honor, it's really wasn't my fault totally. When I stopped on red sign, East 9 Mile, Mr. John, he hit my car, and while I'm completely stopped, my mom was with me at that time.
So you were involved in a traffic accident on September 1st of last year, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a police report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I see that? Did anybody get a ticket, ma'am?
No, I said at that time he didn't give him any tickets.
So you were rear-ended, ma'am, correct?
I'm sorry.
You were hit from behind, correct?
Yes, sir. I was completely stopped at the red light.
All right. And you're suing under the mini tort law for $500, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now you submitted this to your insurance company?
Yes, I have that. They asked me to pay this if you want.
Let me see what you have.
Sure. Insurance company, and they sent me this letter back that time. He declined to pay this for me.
Who's insurance? That's your insurance
This is my
company?
insurance, Your Honor.
It looks like you had $1,579.07 in repairs. They paid all of that or no?
Just the first $500 I paid, Your Honor.
Okay, that's your deductible?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a classic mini tort case. It happens when there's a car accident, and the only issue for the judge is who's at fault. That person who's at fault pays $500. Also, this is a rear-end collision. It's going to be tough for the defendant here. Let's see what he says.
Okay. Well, Mr. Belko, I guess you were driving. We'll start with you. What do you have to say?
I don't know. Pretty much, I figured since I was covered by under the insurance that the insurance that was from Tuffy's, they would support her $500 deductible. I really don't know what to do.
You what?
I really don't know what to do.
Well, okay. Did you rear-end her?
Yes, I did.
What happened? Why'd you do that? I mean,
the
just
car.
not see her or what?
I slammed on the brakes at the last minute. My pop bottle got caught underneath the brake pedal of the car, and I was unable to stop, and I ended up rear-ending her.
Well, didn't you see her to stop farther back?
No, not from the truck that was in front of me.
You never got a ticket?
No.
All right. And Mr. Stowell, how are you involved in this?
It was my car.
I see.
He was my employee at the time.
Was he on work business at the time?
I don't remember the situation that day. From time to time, I drove it on.
Well, why was he driving your car? Don't you remember that?
I don't. This is another location that I don't normally work at. I wasn't a supervisor. I just
You
simply
work
owned
for
the car.
Tuffy?
I'm the owner of Tuffy.
Okay.
Tuffy, it's my store. The vehicle just happened to be in my name.
Okay.
But it's a shop vehicle, which was in my name.
You don't know why Mr. Belko was driving that
I would
day?
have to ask a supervisor. I don't remember the situation.
Well, why were you driving that day, sir?
I had to pick up some part or tool or something and bring it back.
You work for Tuffy Muffler then?
I did at the time.
At that time, was Mr. Stowell your boss?
Well, technically.
Technically.
Just,
I'm the owner. He has a manager and supervisor.
yeah.
Okay. So the supervisor told you to pick up these items, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, using Mr. Stowell's car.
Yes.
You didn't
This
know
is-
any of this,
This
right?
is a company.
Well, it was used for that purpose.
Yeah, but you didn't know he was driving at the time.
Well, no, I didn't know that, no. I mean, it's normal for him to do that.
All right. Didn't you contact your insurance company, though? You have insurance, right?
No.
You don't?
No. No.
All right.
The only insurance that I was aware of was the one by Tuffy's.
But Tuffy doesn't have any insurance on his vehicle, does it?
No, it's mine.
Right. So Tuffy is pretty much out of the picture.
Right.
Unless you want to file a claim with Tuffy, I guess, assuming that I find that
Well, my vehicle insured under my name. Through
All right.
AAA.
I was just told that it was a company car, and that was the car that we used to go pick up parts or tools or whatever we had to go pick up. That was the car I had to use.
Was there any reason why you don't think you should have to pay this, Mr. Belko?
The only thing I thought about was if I thought maybe the two insurance companies had to be in contact. That's why I gave them the officer the information and all that. I didn't know what was going on.
All right. Is there any reason why you think you shouldn't have to pay this, Mr. Stowell?
Is that normal? If, I know the police tell people about this mini tort now. I know
Right.
a few years ago, they never said a word about it. Now when you get in an accident, I know because it just happened to me, somebody hit me, the policeman tells you right there, file a mini tort.
So you're objecting to police giving legal advice on the street,
So
right?
AAA called me and said, this person wants a mini tort.
Right.
I said, are you gonna guarantee me my rates are not gonna go up? And they said, no, I won't guarantee you that. I said, can I decline it? They said, yes, so I declined it.
That's what this letter is all about here.
Must be, I've never seen that letter.
It's a letter dated November 10th of last year to the plaintiff, Ms. Al-Husseini, saying that you have been contacted and you have chosen not to file a complaint, or not a complaint, but a claim for the loss, which would be the $500,
Right.
which is what you're telling me.
Right, I'm not an insurance expert, but isn't Michigan a no-fault state?
Well, it is, but not with respect to the mini tort. I mean, that part is sort of
If somebody
survived.
hit me and they didn't have insurance, I have no recourse, I'd have to pay, right?
Well, no, you do have recourse. You
I'd have to pay
file a
my
claim
deductible,
with your insurance company, which you have chosen not to do, apparently, to save money on rates,
Well,
which I understand.
I wasn't even involved in the accident. It was my car, but
Well, but that does tie you in when it's your vehicle that's
Sure.
involved.
I slammed on the brakes at the last minute. That doesn't sound too good for the defendant. But the defendant does ask a good question. No fault versus mini tort. And the easiest explanation here is that no fault is if the person is injured, whereas mini tort is the car is damaged. And again, who's ever at fault has to pay $500. Let's see what the judge says.
Well, it's a simple case. Even though Mr. Belko didn't get a ticket, I think he was at fault. He rear-ended the individual, Ms. Al-Husseini. He never really gave me a reason why he did that. He said why he couldn't stop, because this pop bottle prevented the brake from going all the way down and stopping the vehicle. But presumably he never should have been in a position where he had to stop so suddenly, and I don't know what happened. I guess he just wasn't looking and probably looked up and all of a sudden saw a vehicle in front of him and jammed on the brakes, which is something we've probably all done at one point or another. And unfortunately for you, Mr. Belko, you hit the vehicle in front of you. So you're certainly at fault for causing the accident. It was your vehicle, Mr. Stowell, so that ties you into this. $500 is what you can get under the mini tort law, so I'm going to enter a judgment in favor of the plaintiff